Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a video idea that I actually stole from Smoky Glow and Angelica Oles. Their collaboration video that caused a lot of mess. I actually thought that the video idea was pretty good, and since it's the end of the year, I thought I might as well do one myself. So this video is going to be going over the top internet drama of 2020. Yeah, I was just thinking of videos to do, and I thought that this would be a good video. I enjoyed the video when I watched Tana's, and so I thought, why not do it? So yeah, that's what the video is going to be. Before I do get into it, I just want to clarify that this is going to be drama, like internet drama. I could do another edition. I think I might do another edition of celebrity drama because it was definitely different, and I wanted to include celebrity drama, but I wanted to, make it kind of cohesive. So I thought, let's just keep it to internet drama, which there was enough for 2020, trust me. So yeah, I'm just going to go into my top 5 of 2020 and kind of what we learned from all of that. And yeah, but before I do get into it, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. And please do follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. Go ahead and follow me there so we can talk and whatever. And yeah, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the video. All right, coming in hot at number 5 is Gabby Hannah. I think that a big ongoing saga of 2020 was Gabby Hannah's drama. I felt like Gabby Hannah had a rough 2020. And that's for a lot of different reasons. For one, it was just, I think at the end of 2019 to beginning of 2020, there were a lot of people dogpiling on her and kind of exposing her and exposing, the things that she's done to them behind the scenes, bad friendships that went sour. Definitely Jessie Smiles comes to mind, and just different creators that made videos about her. And then she kind of didn't say anything until this year. And then it just kind of got brought back up, and there were a lot of people dogpiling on her because of that drama. And then also, she became an internet meme. She became a TikTok meme when she did a podcast, and she was basically calling a lot of her haters, a lot of the people that she's feuding with, internet bullies. And I'm going to go ahead and just show you that clip so that you understand how bad this was, and that you remember how bad this actually was for her.
Telling you guys again, there's a fraction that you guys know because I don't show it. Because I'm not that person. I'm not going to expose your private DMs. I'm not going to expose what people have told me you've said behind the scenes. I'm not going to show you the facts and the evidence because I'm 29 years old. And I'm not going to sit down and make a video with screenshots exposing my bullies. These are bullies. These are high school bullies, and they want to come at me and say, you're 29 years old, how you're acting. You're 30s, almost all of you, attacking me, and I'm not saying a word to anybody, and you're gonna say I'm painting myself as a victim and I'm trying to ask for attention. I have not said a word publicly until another video was made about me the week I was putting out my EP. Abusive people do is they will deflect onto you as hard as you can. Point the finger, pull the...
So yeah, she became a TikTok meme. She literally became a TikTok meme for a while. It was bad. Yeah, that was bad. And I think that Gabby, she also went through this whole thing where she was basically accusing YouTube of suppressing her music and her content, because they were if you type in Gabby Hannah, the first thing that pops up is a lot of her drama and not her music and other things that she's been putting out recently. And then she says that that's been contributing to the decline in views for her and things like that. But honestly, I think that it's just because she gets into a lot of drama. And she just wanted to blame it on somebody. She did not want to blame it on herself. She wanted to blame it on her high school bullies and things of that nature. She wanted to blame it on everybody else but herself. And I think that Gabby I think that maybe she did a lot of introspection because at the moment, she hasn't been in any drama. But then again, like, I mean, you shouldn't be getting in as much drama as Gabby Hannah gets into. Like, the fact that I'm saying, like, that's a good thing that she hasn't gotten into drama in the past few months. It's pretty tragic. This should not be a thing. And I think that a lot of people are against her because a lot of things that Jessie Smiles said, different people said, and because of what she does. It's just easy to be against her because she constantly victimizes herself. And so it's hard to root for somebody like that. And I think that that's been very detrimental to her and to her channel. Overall, I think that this year showed that Gabby Hannah's career is on a steady decline. And I think that she's honestly becoming like a laughingstock on the internet. And I know that that sounds really mean, but just from the fact that she's become such a meme and no one really has any sympathy for her, like the general consensus has not been sympathy for Gabby Hannah, kind of proves, oh, and on top of that, like she literally has been just losing views and she's not been really gaining any traction as far as like turning this meme into something good for her channel. It's just been a steady decline. I just don't think that she's really going to bounce back from this in the way that a lot of other YouTubers might have been able to do. And I think that that's because Gabby digs a deeper and deeper hole for herself. And I just feel like, 2020 just really showed that like Gabby Hannah's on the decline and a lot of people don't feel bad at all. They just kind of laugh. And I don't know. I don't know if I can feel bad for her, honestly, because I feel like she does make a lot of these situations for herself. And I wish that she just wouldn't have immersed herself in so much drama and made herself a victim at all times. Because if she hadn't done that, I definitely would feel more sorry for her. But I just feel like she brings a lot of this upon herself. And so that's just kind of what happens. Next, I want to talk about the drama channel drama that we saw this year and of course like the end of last year and really the entire year. We've just seen a lot of drama channel drama. Now, obviously this wasn't the biggest thing this year, but I feel like in the drama community, this was very much I feel like this year and like last year was a turning point for the community for people to start looking for other sources of drama and tea channels, because quite frankly I think that it's been clear that the drama channels that people used to watch are not reliable sources, are just not the type of people that you really want to watch. And what I will have to say is that it's hard to expect better from drama channels. Like, would you expect much more from like people like Perez Hilton or things like that? Not really, but there are different ways to get the type of tea that you want, and I think that people have realized that. The drama that I've talked about on my channel recently with Smoky Glow and all of those other tea channels, kind of ganging up on her, I feel like that was just another instance of them showing their true colors. And I feel like this year really proved that they're kind of going out of style almost. Like these types of drama and tea channels, people have gotten really sick and tired of them. I know that people are getting really sick and tired of like Dustin Daly and Nick Snyder and Rich Lux and Petty Page and just all of these drama channels. Even Without a Crystal Ball has gotten into a lot of drama, but I don't know who would have even followed her in the first place. I remember seeing certain things on my Explore page on Instagram of Without a Crystal Ball. And I used to look and I used to be like, why does this person keep coming up on my Explore page? And it was because she kept talking about the Duggars and just saying crazy things about the Duggars. And I used to literally look at it and be like, what is this woman even talking about? And so different, just all of these tea and drama channels, they consistently show who they are. And I think that really what it boils down to is that they have probably grown up very insecure. And so they bring the high school drama that they wish that they could have had in high school, all of the, mean, cool people stuff that they wanted to partake in, they couldn't partake in. And so now in their 30s, they've decided they want to do that because they have platforms. That's really sad. And I just feel like this drama has just been really dragged out. And I feel like in the next few years, we're going to see a lot of these tea channels fall off of the platform because one, people are going to stop watching them. Their views have already been going down significantly. And two, just because people are going to get sick of them, even their core fan base are going to get sick of the constant drama between their friend groups and other people and them attacking people. And it's just going to get really old and it's going to catch up to them, in my personal opinion. Next, we have the ongoing Tana Mongeau saga. Every year, I think Tana Mongeau has a big scandal, and this year was no different. But this year, I think might have hurt her a little more, just because I feel like it was just dogpiling. A lot of people were talking about it, and it brought up a lot of other things that people might not have known about from her past. And I'm talking about the racism allegations and the microaggression allegations that came up against her by two different creators, Simply Nessa and Colin Barry, I think was his last name. But they came out with videos. I actually made a video on the situation, and they talked about how Tana was a bad friend, pretty much, and how she made microaggressions towards them. And the thing that I think made this particular situation different from the situations before was that people suddenly decided that 2020 was a time to care about Black people a little more than they usually do. So they were really upset with the fact that Tana, had done these microaggressions and kind of dogpiled on her. And so she took a break from YouTube and then came back and apologized and things of that nature. She apologized way too late. Her apology was garbage, and a lot of people saw right through it, which I'm very glad that they did. I think that Tana Mongeau is one of those creators that I feel like if you subscribe to Tana Mongeau, I have to wonder about your character a little bit, because why would you watch someone that has done horrendous things? And on top of all of the racism allegations, her TV show that she did on for like MTV or something, it was on YouTube, and a lot of people realized that Tana Mongeau isn't a good person, which I'm like, I don't know why everyone is acting surprised by the way that she acted in that show. Why are you surprised? The girl literally was on camera high, driving a car, and thinking that it was funny to put on the internet. She has at one point thought that she recorded a dead body and decided to put it in a vlog, just like Jake Paul. So I don't understand why people are surprised by anything that she does, why people are acting surprised by the racism and microaggression allegations. She said 10 times worse before. But now suddenly everyone is acting like, oh, all these new tweets and these new allegations. I'm like, y'all knew that she was racist. Why do you need more people to say that she's racist? Why couldn't you have believed people in like 2017 when this all first started to come out about her? Why is it that just now everyone is starting to realize that Tana Mongeau should be canceled? I'm flabbergasted at how long it took. After TanaCon, I can't believe that anybody continued to support her. I can't believe that anybody continued to support Tana Mongeau. But the fact that it took, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I think that over the years, more and more people are going to come to their senses, because Tana Mongeau will never come to her senses. Literally never. I think that this girl people try to blame it on her being young, her being careless. No, she's just not a good person. When you have a continued pattern of doing horrible things the way that Tana has done, things that are 10 times worse than a lot of her counterparts, clearly she is a bad person. She's done worse stuff than Gabby Hannah, and yet Gabby Hannah is the one who's getting dogpiled on more than Tana Mongeau is. Riddle me that. I am so confused by that. Maybe it's because of the age difference, but maybe it's because of Tana's audience, but I think that people need to start coming to their senses. And I think that they have this year, and I think that they will continue to come to their senses about Tana Mongeau, because she will never, ever come to her senses about how to be a decent human being on the internet. So yeah, that drama I didn't understand, because I was like, I thought we all been new, but I guess we didn't been new. And I feel like we're not going to been new for a while. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Coming in at number 2, we have the continued Sister Geddon saga and the revelations about Sister Geddon that has come out recently. And I feel like this situation was, a lot of people were like, yeah, we been knew about Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. I, for one, have known about Shane Dawson. I have called it for years. I'm sorry, I've called Shane Dawson out for years, especially when it comes to, everyone is saying, you know, Shane Dawson, his documentaries are the things that make people who are actually horrible look really good. I've said this for years. When he came out with his documentary about Tana, I've been saying this for years. I've been thinking about this for years, that all he does is he makes his racist friends, like Tana Mongeau, Jake Paul, Jeffree Star, he makes his friends look better by doing a documentary and doing all of these. You know, I've said this, and I've said that Shane Dawson is manipulative, and I've said a lot of things about Shane Dawson. Jeffree Star, if you didn't know about Jeffree Star, you either have not been on the internet or you are willfully ignorant. I can't stand willful ignorance, but if you just didn't know, you didn't know. But I think that Tati Westbrook was really the first person to be like, yep, Shane Dawson, particularly Shane Dawson, manipulated me. And, you know, she kind of laid out a lot of things. Now, a lot of people are saying that, you know, she's lying and this, that. I don't really believe that in the apology video, she was lying. And I did make a video about her apology video if you want to watch that. But I think that she was one of the first people to be like, hey, they manipulate a lot of people, which again, it's clear because they manipulate their audiences, specifically Shane Dawson. He manipulates 14-year-old kids more than like anybody else I've ever seen in my life. He manipulates 14-year-old kids like Disney Channel. Literally. He manipulates everybody. So the fact that she came out and was like, yeah, they manipulated me into thinking things that were not true, therefore I made allegations that probably weren't super backed up, and allegations that were way too extreme for what the situation called for. Yeah, I mean, I truly believe that they manipulated her. And I think that it brings a broader conversation of who else is getting manipulated by these people to not speak out. And also, it brought up the fact that Jeffree Star is running around behind the scenes with an audio recording of someone saying that they were assaulted by James Charles. It just brought up a lot about how these two will run around behind the scenes using their power to manipulate people and then pretend like they are victims on screen. And it's such a weird thing because all it is frivolous internet stuff, but it's so sinister too. Like at the same time, like they're so sinister to where they could do something, they could pull something off like that, where James Charles loses millions of subscribers in a singular day. I mean, it's insane. And I think that, you know, they were targeting James because of a lot of different reasons, because of the fact that he was coming for their crown, maybe other reasons that Tati doesn't even know about, that only they know about. But I truly believe that she exposed them, and I am glad that she said something. Even if you don't believe everything that she said in that video, you have to. Once you hear her say, yeah, I was manipulated by them, you have to understand that this is how they operate. And if you see their pattern of behavior on the internet ever since they really started on the internet and gotten traction and gotten followers and all of this and have gotten power on the internet, they have used that to manipulate other people. They manipulate their audiences. And so even if you don't believe everything that Tati said in her video, even if you don't believe everything that everyone else has said that were around them during the situation, even if you don't believe everyone, you have to believe that they have in some capacity done something at least like this, that this is something that's part of their pattern of behavior. So I don't really put anything past them. And yeah, I just was, when I saw that video, I was like, well, of course. I thought that this was common knowledge. I thought that this was assumed almost. Like it wasn't surprising to me at all. And I feel like this year, Tati got the brunt of the hate as far as the sister Geddon drama is concerned, because everyone was like, wow, Tati, you let us down. You lied to us, this, that, and the other. You let yourself get manipulated. You're the oldest person in this situation. You shouldn't have let yourself get manipulated. And I felt like that was unfair. Because like I said, these are manipulative people. That's what they do. On top of that, you have two people who are very powerful, who are also close to James, telling you this is who this person is. What are you going to believe? And I just felt like it was also unfair because I'm like, we've literally learned crazy information about two of the biggest people on this platform, two people who have more subscribers than Tati Westbrook has ever had, and who continue to do well while Tati is suffering for this scandal. Why are they not getting the brunt of the hate? I saw a lot about Tati, but I didn't see as much as I would have liked about Jeffree and Shane in this situation. Now, Shane, we'll get into him a little bit later, but as far as the sister Geddon drama goes, it felt like everyone was like, okay, well, we know that Shane and Jeffree did this, but like Tati, and I'm just like, dude, at the end of the day, I feel like Tati should not get as much hate as she's receiving, because I feel like Shane and Jeffree did orchestrate this at the end of the day. So yeah, this situation is very drawn out. It's going to continue to be drawn out into 2021. I feel like maybe in 2021 we might actually get the truth, especially if certain people come on camera and say this is this and this is that or whatever. But yeah, I just felt like Shane and Jeffree really should have been the ones to truly get the brunt of the heat for what happened in 2019. And number one, we have the revelations about Shane Dawson. Now, like I said earlier, I have felt all of this for years now. I have never supported Shane Dawson. Once I saw his blackface stuff, I was done. And then when I started to watch some of his documentaries, because I wasn't fully like, oh, I'm canceling Shane Dawson, but I also wasn't like a subscriber or anything. So when he did his first documentary with Tana, I watched that because I was just so intrigued about, what is she going to say? And I felt like, wow, he's really doing a lot to defend her. He's really doing a lot to make it seem as if she is a victim in the situation, as if she's a victim of, the main event coordinator, planner, whatever. And then I watched the Jake Paul documentary, and I felt like, wow, he's just going to say that maybe Jake Paul is a sociopath, so that when it's revealed that he's not a sociopath, everyone's like, oh, well, then he's a good person, making, going from one extreme to another extreme and manipulating his audience in that way, making his audience feel bad for Jake Paul, who is a racist, just like Tana Mongeau. Oh, and then he also did a documentary series with Jeffree Star, and he did another documentary series where he came out with makeup with Jeffree Star. And when I saw all these three put together, I said, what's similar with all three creators? Well, they're problematic people. And what's one problem that they all have in common? Oh, they're racist. So when it came out that, and everyone started to realize, Shane Dawson's actually racist. I don't know why this all started. Actually, I don't remember when this all started to happen, but when it did, I was like, why is everyone acting surprised? Why is everyone dogpiling on this now? Why is everyone saying this is unacceptable now? Why was it acceptable in 2010 when y'all were watching it? A lot of people were watching it and not saying anything. A lot of people knew about this and didn't say anything until it was time to dogpile on him. I don't understand that, because ever since I knew that he did blackface, I was done. And then on top of that, the jokes about his cat, the stuff that he said about children, I've known this for a while. And so then when it comes out that, he's kissed a 12-year-old and he's done this and he's done that, I'm like, wait, so everyone saw these jokes that were on his channel, and said nothing until it was time to dogpile on him. Doesn't make any sense to me. I have never supported Shane Dawson, and I'm glad that I never supported him. And I don't know how you could watch the content from his early days and continue to support him. I don't get it. I don't care if it was at that time. You're acting like it was the 1920s. People love to say back then, like it was the 1920s, like it was 1865. It really was not. It was in the 2000s, and we all know that racism is wrong. We all know that blackface is wrong. So regardless of if you say back then, it really holds no weight, because back then wasn't that long ago. I was a teenager back then. Wasn't that long ago. I don't know why. This year was the year of everyone suddenly realizing that racism is wrong. What? Come on, give me a break. A lot of people on the internet, I'm sorry to say this, are performative activists. Even the people that canceled Shane Dawson, they only did that because it's now cool to cancel Shane Dawson like it was James Charles back during Sistergeddon. I don't get how he had so much leeway. He felt so comfortable on the internet because of his supporters. He felt so comfortable on the internet that he thought that it was cool to make jokes about inappropriate things with minors, with children. That he thought that it was cool to make that video with Willow Smith's picture. You know what I'm talking about. I don't get it. I'll never understand it. And I don't understand that so many people knew about this and said nothing until 2020. Until quarantine, until they had nothing else to do. Because I guarantee that if all of this quarantine stuff did not happen, Shane Dawson would be fine because nobody would be bored. It's really sad that the cancellation of Shane Dawson had to come out of people being bored at home and remembering the type of content that they watched and digested from years past. But I think that with this information that everyone else who didn't watch him now knows, he shouldn't have a platform at all, like whatsoever. This man should be deplatformed from social media. He should not have any fans, followers, nothing. He shouldn't be able to be dropping merch. He shouldn't be able to anything, really. I don't have any respect for anyone that supports him, knowing the information that we now know about Shane Dawson, especially if you supported him for years and you knew better. I have no respect for anyone who supports him. Because when I think about children, they are the group of people that we need to protect the most in society. And the fact that the internet has collectively failed to protect the children that Shane Dawson has victimized. And yes, I am using this wording purposefully. The fact that the internet has failed in doing that is disgusting, and he needs to not have a platform. And the fact that YouTube has not done anything about this it disgusts me. It really does. And all I can think to do is use the little platform that I have on YouTube to speak about this, because there is no way that Shane Dawson, doing the things that he has done to children, should ever be able to come back to YouTube, to be able to come back to his channel, to be able to make money from YouTube. So yeah, I think the man is horrific. The racism stuff already made him a bad person, already made him a horrible person. But children, that's just completely a different conversation. And the fact that he felt so comfortable is what bothers me the most. The audacity that he had to make that type of content. And then the audacity that his supporters have to try to defend that type of content. This was easily the worst internet drama of 2020, in my opinion, because he victimized so many children. And that is a different conversation, a completely different conversation. So that is it for me. Please enjoy this obligatory picture of Tom Holland as I close out. But yeah, that was my top 5 internet drama of 2020. I know it got really serious at the end, but that's because it was a very, very serious conversation that needed to be had. And yeah, that was why it was number 1 as well. But yeah, that was it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what your top 5 drama of 2020 was and why. I would love to hear it. Give your opinions down below and things like that. And please do subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video, and follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle will be in the description below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!